He gets her number. 3 days later, he stops texting. Not because he lost interest, because he got what he actually wanted to chase. If you've ever watched a guy go from, "I can't stop thinking about you," to a ghost the second things got easy, this video is going to make a lot more sense of him. And maybe of yourself too. You've seen this guy, or you've been this guy. He shows up hard in the beginning, texts fast, plans dates, says things that make you feel like the only person in the room. Then, right when you start to relax into it, he pulls back, gets busy, gets distant, gets bored, and you're left wondering, what did I do wrong? Here's the uncomfortable truth. You probably did nothing wrong. You just stopped being a mystery. And for a certain kind of man, the mystery was the whole point. 1. It was never about her. This is the part that stings a little. For a man who chases, the chase itself isn't really about the woman in front of him. It's about the feeling the chase gives him, the rush of pursuit, the proof that he's still wanted, still capable, still winning. She becomes a mirror he's checking himself in, not a person he's actually trying to know. That's why the second she's won, the mirror stops being interesting. It's not her value that dropped, it's that the game ended, and he came here to play a game. 2. The validation loop. Underneath the confidence, a lot of chasers are running on empty. Somewhere along the way, they learned that being wanted equals being worth something. So they chase to feel that hit of, "she picked me." It's less romance, more relief. A quiet voice inside them gets quieted for a moment. "I'm enough. I'm desirable. I still matter." But that relief doesn't last. It never does. Validation is like drinking salt water. It feels like it's satisfying something, but it actually makes you thirstier. So he needs the next chase and the next one, just to feel normal. 3. Fear dressed up as desire. Here's something most people miss. A lot of chasing isn't about wanting closeness. It's about controlling how much closeness happens. Chasing lets a man feel powerful and connected without ever being vulnerable. He's the one moving toward her, which means he's never the one waiting, hoping, exposed. He gets to feel wanted without ever truly being known. The moment a relationship asks for real intimacy, steady presence, emotional honesty, showing up on the boring Tuesdays, that's when a lot of chasers quietly check out, not because they don't care, because caring on those terms feels dangerous. 4. The novelty trap. Some of this is just wiring. Newness lights up the brain in a way familiarity can't compete with. That spark you feel in the first few weeks of anything, a person, a job, a hobby, is partly just your brain rewarding uncertainty. For men who chase, that spark becomes the whole relationship with themselves. They're not addicted to women. They're addicted to the feeling of maybe. The moment maybe turns into yes, the chemical high fades, and if he hasn't built anything deeper underneath it, there's nothing left to hold on to. 5. What they're actually running from. Strip it all the way down, and you usually find one thing: a fear of being ordinary, of being one person's steady, unremarkable, everyday choice. Chasing lets a man feel like the main character. Committing means becoming part of someone else's whole, regular life. For men who never learned that ordinary can be safe, that being chosen quietly, every day, is its own kind of extraordinary, commitment can feel like disappearing. So they keep moving, because standing still means facing what they've been outrunning the whole time. Here's the part that might surprise you. This isn't really a story about manipulation. Most of these men aren't villains with a plan. They're often just repeating a pattern they never noticed, chasing a feeling they can't name, using other people to fill a hole that was never about those people at all. That doesn't make the impact on the other person any less real. Getting chased and then dropped hurts, no matter the reason behind it. But understanding the why can take the sting out of the "what's wrong with me." Nothing was wrong with you. You just met someone who was chasing a feeling, not a future. If you keep meeting this pattern, here's what actually helps. Slow down the pace on purpose. A man who's only in it for the chase will lose interest fast when things move at a normal, steady speed. That's information, not a coincidence. Watch what happens after the win. Real interest survives comfort. If someone only shows up when things are uncertain, believe that. And if you're the one who recognizes this pattern in yourself, That's actually the beginning of change. Awareness is the first place where a habit stops running you and starts becoming a choice. At the end of the day, chasing feels exciting, but being chosen steadily on an ordinary Tuesday by someone who already has you, that's the rare thing. That's the thing worth wanting. If this helped you understand someone in your life a little better, or understand yourself a little better, you know where to find more of this.